Hey Futurists, it's me, Miss Metaverse, and welcome to Awesome Future.
The future is awesome.
Today we're going to meet with Matthew Waldman of Nooka Design.
Initiating interview with Matthew Waldman, founder of Nuka.
Hey Futurists, it's me, Miss Metaverse, and we're here today at the Wanted Design Expo in New York City. I'm here with Nuka founder, Matthew Waldman.
Oh, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me, and tell me about your company, Nuka.
Well, Nuka is a design lab, and we're based here in New York City. And I founded the practice on the concept of universal language, passive intelligence, and also about bringing techno-progressivist expectations to everyday objects and to fashion.
Okay, so tell me more about the Nuka zonal show you have.
Absolutely. A Nuka zonal is a concept to show that the philosophy behind the Nuka brand is a philosophical platform for innovation. So what we did with this show with my co-curator, Mark Thorpe, is divide the body loosely on Vedic chakras, so from dream, head, heart, core, and assign each of the 7 zones to a designer. So this is one of the first times that I've totally let go and just gave a creative brief to another designer to see how they would interpret the Nuka brand for something that was focused on the concept of the zone and also on wearable technology. So we worked with Luca Nicchetto and Lera Moseva, a Russian designer. Luca is Italian. We worked with New York designers Joe Doucet, Paul Loback, Mark Thorpe, Todd Bracher, and also a Dutch designer based in China named Rem Koolhaas, who has a brand called United Nude. So the 7 designers interpreted the brief and came up with really amazing products for those zones.
Can you tell me about the products and what you designed?
Sure. Each designer came up with very interesting products. Todd's product is I guess you would call it a life clock that has nanosensors and measures your life, either counting down, depending on, or counting up, depending on whether you're an optimist or a pessimist. And Rem interpreted the architecture of shoes, because something very architectural about shoes and trying to more directly relate that type of design language. Paul did very minimalist headphones that are really quite gorgeous. Joe did a selfie mirror that refers to for the core of how one refers to themselves. It's a handheld mirror that has a camera in it and can transmit the photos directly to your phone or to your computer or save it on memory. And who else do we have? Did I cover everything? Oh yeah. And Mark came up with some wearable tech as a watch that actually would react to the user's body shape. It would transform and be very comfortable and project the display via hologram. And Nolan New, a Los Angeles-based designer, he came up with an interactive dog collar. This is for the locomotion zone, and what it would do is also monitor your dog, and when you're not using it to walk the dog, also know where it is. It's just a very stylish way to incorporate GPS and other technology into a pet product.
Well, that sounds really interesting to me. When can we actually expect to see some of these things?
Well, some of them are purely conceptual. Like Luca and Lera's project is actually a satellite that you send out into outer space, and it has 360-degree speakers and cameras. So if it encounters a spaceship or an alien, that it will transmit those images back to you, or just the images of the stars. And if you come across another sentient being and they take it into their ship, they could take the dome off and then have chat with you, like do a little Skype. So
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, the show is very conceptual, but some of the products can be easily turned into Nuka products. The selfie mirror is probably one of the easiest ones to put into production. A lot of the concepts in the other pieces, well, actually, a lot of them can be produced, but now we'll see based on the response which ones we put into production.
I could definitely tell you at least 5 people that would love that selfie mirror right now.
I think it could be a very hot product.
And before we go, what do you think that fashion's going to be like in another 10 years?
In 10 years, I think what's going to happen is a lot of the sensor technology is going to get so small and so ubiquitous that you're not going to need a lot of hardware to get a lot of feedback from your body. So the whole health space is really going to blow up. The other thing would be high performance fibers and more about energy harvesting as well. I mean, that's something that I'm personally very interested in. I think that energy harvesting is something that, you know, even just being here at a trade show and having to find an outlet to charge your phone and looking for extra batteries, I mean, it seems very last century to me, and battery technology definitely has not kept up with what consumer expectations.
So what are two concepts that really fascinate you about this futuristic technology and fashion?
Well, for me, actually, I'm thinking beyond 10 years. I'm thinking more about genetic engineering. I think you should be able to inoculate yourself with, need a sweater for the winter, you should be able to give yourself a shot or a scratch, and it should just grow on your body. You know, I think personal fashion, I think it has to be more, I think the designers of the future are going to be genetic engineers. I don't think it's going to be traditional fashion design.
Have you watched the series Orphan Black yet?
I have not.
Okay. You're going to love that show. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming out and meeting me, and you are definitely very interesting, and I love your creations. They're really cool.
At Nooka.com, you can get our current line of timepieces and belts and wallets and sunglasses. I like to say that the only place we're all going to go is the future, so you should dress the part. So that's it's one of my little marketing lines there. And you know, keep visiting and checking back for all our conceptual products, and we'll bring to the market hopefully by holiday or next year.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you so much for inviting me out today to the Wanted Design Expo and also the Gizmodo Home of the Future event. And to all the futurists and futuristas out there, make sure you visit www.nooka.com. Get yourself some futurist swag. What?
The future is awesome.